Alright, so we got less than 48 hours until the Super Falcons' long-awaited return to the Olympic Games. We face Brazil this Thursday, the 25th of July, and that will be the first of 3 matches we'll be playing against top 10 sides according to the FIFA World Rankings. Brazil is ranked at number 9. Spain ranked at number 1, numero uno, while Japan ranked at number 7. So it's definitely not a cakewalk of a group right here. Now, a camp update for the Super Falcons that I don't think I've talked about was this past weekend. The 4 players who were selected as alternates made their way back to Nigeria. This is after they have camped with the team in Seville, Spain, made the trip with the team to Bordeaux, France, where they are right now waiting for their first match in the competition. So I don't know, I'm guessing that's just how the trip was planned. I'm guessing it was just all part of the plan to go from Seville to Bordeaux, then from Bordeaux to Nigeria. So that kind of answers the question. I was kind of wondering if they were going to keep all 22 players. Why not just have 22 player squad? But I'm guessing you're not going to keep 22 players in the Olympics, just the 18 that are in the squad. Now, that being said, we're going to get into the main topic of discussion in this video, and that is the squad numbers for the Super Falcons in this upcoming competition. Before we start, of course, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. And we start with number 1. We're going to start from 1 to 18. 1 is Tochukwu Oloihi, goalkeeper for the team. Second choice goalkeeper, played in Saudi Arabia last season. This is the same number she had at the last major competition, which was the Women's World Cup in Australia, New Zealand. And Tochukwu Oloihi, an integral part of this team, great off the field. And what's really great about her is the fact that if anything happens to our first choice goalkeeper, we know that we're getting somebody who could be a first choice goalkeeper for a lot of teams. Great penalty kick saver, and she's just an all-around joy for this team, and we're really lucky to have her. So Tochukwu Oloihi, number 1. And we move to number 2, Midi Michelle Alozie, doctor, cancer researcher, all kind of stuff. I mean, this lady is just amazing. Fullback for the team. Actually plays as a striker for a club side. Kind of is a striker if we want to be technical. But for the Super Falcons, such an amazing story. She heard the team was going to be in town for the summer series we played in the US a while back. They were going to be around where she played. She told one of her coaches to get in touch with Randy Waldrum, and all she got from Randy Waldrum was a chance, and she grabbed that opportunity. And look at her now, 3 straight competitions for the Super Falcons. Such an amazing story. Michelle Alozie, she plays as right back for the team, can play as a wing back. Like I said, can play as a striker. Last tournament, she was wearing number 22. That was the World Cup. Now she's at number 2. I wouldn't say she wanted to change it to number, I don't know. But there's no number 22 in this tournament, so I don't know. It could be any reason why she's wearing the number 2 now. For the number 3 jersey, we got Osinachi Ohale, central defender based in Mexico currently. Definitely will be one of the starting central defenders for us at this competition. Of course, she wore the number 3 in the last competition. Actually, has been wearing the number 3 for some time now. Scored that goal for the Super Falcons against Australia. Of course, we had that great win against Australia in their home soil at the World Cup. She was a big part of that performance right there. Now, moving to number 4, we got Nicole Payne. Nicole Payne plays for the Portland Torrents in the NWSL. Her first big competition for the Super Falcons, her first competition for the Super Falcons actually. And she plays as a fullback. She can play as either a left back or a right back. Of course, her big sister also plays on this team, Toni Payne. We're going to be talking about her in a quick second now. But Nicole has gone through quite a lot in the past few months. She left the university in the US, signed for PSG. Didn't quite go so well at PSG. Then she made the long move to the Portland Thorns. Has been going pretty good. She's been in the starting lineup more often than not. And I feel like that move to Portland kind of got her on this team right here. Next, you got jersey number 5, and that's worn by Chidinma Okeke, defender based in Japan. So the last player to wear this number, of course, Onome B wore the number 5 jersey at the last World Cup. And Chidinma Okeke, real interesting story, made a return back to the Super Falcons in that doubleheader against Banyana of South Africa. Had 2 nice performances against them, and that basically booked a flight to this competition right here. Of course, she's no stranger to big competitions. She was at the 2019 Women's World Cup, assisted our second goal scored against South Korea in our second match. Chidinma Okeke actually started as a forward. She played the forward position at the Under-20 World Cup 2016. Then she played it in 2 matches, the first 2 matches. Then in the 3rd match, just abruptly, the coach changes her to a central defender, and since then she has basically been a defender. She played as a fullback at the World Cup, the 2019 World Cup, and she still plays as a fullback for the Super Falcons. The only difference is she was playing as a right back then, but now she has played as a left back a couple of times for the team, and it's looking like that's where she's going to be playing at this upcoming competition. Number 6, we got Esther Okoronkwo, forward striker. She plays at Changchun Yatai in China. Actually was playing in the Spanish women's top flight earlier this season, then made the move from Granadilla Tenerife. Now she's in China. Of course, had that nice run for the Super Falcons, coming off the bench, scoring a bunch of goals. It was kind of a surprise that she didn't start those 2 matches against South Africa, the home and away. A lot of people were surprised about that. Of course, this will be her 2nd major tournament for the Super Falcons. She helped us qualify for the, is it 2019 or 2018? The last Women's AFCON, she helped us qualify for that. Then after that, she picks up an injury, has to miss the competition, comes back in time to get ready for the World Cup, plays in the World Cup, but not that much. And now hopefully she gets more of an opportunity to show her stuff in this competition right here. Now moving on, we got number 7, and that's Toni Payne, recently signed with Everton in the Women's Super League, the English Women's Super League. A midfielder who could play multiple positions. She could play as a fullback, she could play as a forward, number 10. You know, she's just an all-purpose type player, wing back. And this will be a 3rd major competition for the Super Falcons, all wearing the number 7 jersey. Then you got number 8, and that is Asisat Oshoala of Bay FC, striker / forward of Bay FC. Of course, always number 8 for the Super Falcons, was number 4 at the under-20 level. But on the senior team, just about, she's been number 8 the whole time. Of course, when it comes to Asisat Oshoala, the name speaks for itself. Multiple African Player of the Year awards, multiple league titles, multiple Golden Boot winners. So this is a top player right here. Moving on to number 9, you got Chinoyerin McLean. She plays for Lokomotiv Moscow in Russia. Kind of was a shock selection, Chinoyerin McLean. She was part of the last AFCON team, the team that came up 4th place in Morocco last time. I think the real reason for the shock was that in between the women's AFCON and now, she has not been called up for the Super Falcons. Now, a lot of people were saying that her performances or her performance in that competition was not good enough, and therefore she didn't deserve another call up to the team. And I really disagree with that right there. I felt like she was playing, was it 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max You can't really take too much from that. And we move to the number 10 jersey, and that's Christy Uchebe of Benfica in Portugal. This will be the second straight competition Christy Uchebe will be wearing the number 10 jersey at. Of course, she had it on in the Australia-New Zealand World Cup. Her style of play is really not going to remind you of a classic number 10, JJ Okocha, Diego Maradona, but what she does on the pitch, what she brings to the table, it's like, how you gonna tell her she's not gonna wear number 10? That's just it. It's like she brings so much to the table, and well, go ahead and be number 10 then, because you do so much for the team. And that's how I feel about her in that jersey. You know, a lot of people are like the stylish player, this and that. Yes, she's more of a defensive midfielder, can play a central midfielder, can play as a central defender. But I feel like what she brings to this team, she is a talisman and does deserve to wear the number 10 jersey. Now, moving on, number 11, Jennifer Echegini of PSG in France recently moved to PSG from Juventus in the Italian women's top flight. First tournament wearing the number 11 jersey. She wore the number 19 jersey at the last competition. Of course, 19 not available in this competition, just like 22. So I'm guessing that might also be a reason why she changed to number 11. On to number 12, we got Uchenna Kanu. And this is a third competition wearing this number. Wore it at the Women's AFCON, wore it at the World Cup, and now wearing the same number at the Olympics. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Uchenna Kanu will be the only player in this team that could score at 3 straight competitions. She scored at the Women's AFCON, scored at the World Cup, and now if she scores at the Olympics, that's going to be 3 straight. Next, we got number 13, Deborah Biodun of Pittsburgh University, making a return to a major competition. Of course, she got that red card in her debut at the last World Cup. That was the match against Canada. Got it at the 90th minute. And what was crazy was 3 matches straight she had to miss because of that red card, which I felt then and still feel now that it was kind of harsh. So hopefully she has a much better time in this competition right here. Now moving on to number 14, you got Tosin Demahin of Stade de Reims in France. Actually wasn't too sure if Tosin Demahin was going to be healthy for this competition. Of course, second straight major competition for the Super Falcons. Played at the World Cup, started every match at the World Cup for the Super Falcons as a central defender, and it's looking like she's about to do the same in this competition. Kind of were in doubt about her fitness for this competition. She had not played for a club side in a while, but in their last friendly match, the friendly match against Canada, she started it for the Super Falcons. So hopefully her fitness and everything that was bad about it has been put behind, and now she can look forward to a great competition right here. And number 15, you got that Rashida Tajibade of Atletico Madrid in Spain. And Rashida Tajibade, this is like her 5th major competition for the Super Falcons. She went to a Women's AFCON World Cup, Women's AFCON World Cup, and now this will be the Olympics if I'm not mistaken. Captain of the side in the lead up to the competition. Don't know how it's going to be at the competition proper, because at the last World Cup, Chiamaka Nnadozie was captain. Now, speaking of Chiamaka Nnadozie, the number 16 jersey, this will be the same number she wore in the last competition. If you're wondering, she plays for Paris FC in France. Of course, helped them finish 3rd at the last season. Number 1 goalkeeper for the Super Falcons. In my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And hopefully she doesn't get to prove all that, because that would mean our defense is not good. So hopefully she's on vacation in this competition, which will be hard to achieve. But definitely a top-class goalkeeper. Definitely looking forward to seeing her work in this competition right here. Now moving on to number 17, we got Naijabiasfc, a player people were asking questions about when she got the start against South Africa in that first leg. Of course, the rest is history. She wins the penalty that got us into the Olympics ultimately. And I feel like it has just been a timing situation with Naijabiasfc. Of course, a lot of people don't remember she was playing under the previous coach to Randy Waldrum. She was at the women's AFCON, helped us win the competition. I believe she was in the penalty shootout in the final match. And from then, we go to the World Cup. I don't think she gets that much action in the World Cup. We get a new coach. She was getting some playing time under Randy Waldrum, actually more than Chinoyere McLean. She was getting some playing time. But in my opinion, if you like, go back to the competition that we played in Mexico. I believe we played Colombia, we played Mexico and Costa Rica. You can go back and watch those matches. He was playing her as a winger, Randy Waldrum, he was playing her as a winger. I felt like that was a horrible decision then, as I feel now. And now he brings her in the team, plays her in a rightful position, and we see what she does. She's just a good striker. She's somebody that works her socks off and just does everything to help her team succeed, and is very strong, deceptively so. Now, last but not least, we got number 18, Ifeoma Numonu of Utah Royals in the NWSL, in the American Women's Top Flight. She was actually number 6 in the last competition. That was the Women's World Cup. Then at the Women's AFCON, I believe she was number 9, if I'm not mistaken. Now, for me, I feel like Ifeoma Numonu has the quality, has the talent, but I feel like something that might be missing is just the confidence. I feel like she might be struggling with confidence. You see her at a club side, even with the Super Falcons, she gets in good positions, but it might just be that she's thinking too much. Might be a confidence type situation, because I see the quality. I feel like we all see the quality, but it's just the fact of putting everything together into a great performance. But those are the squad numbers for the Super Falcons at the upcoming Olympic Games. The Olympic Games in Paris. These are the numbers that the Super Falcons will be wearing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.